so whenever you go to a doctor that you are going to trust for your health, especially if you have a serious illness. I mean, usually nobody goes to the doctor for fun. You go because you have a problem that could be moderate or very dangerous or serious. You're looking for two things. You want to know that this doctor is competent and knows what he or she is doing, but you want also to feel that you can trust the doctor without questioning if they are telling you the truth or not. Unfortunately, the culture throughout the world, everywhere, even in the United States, people feel that if there is some very important, serious, dangerous disease, that the patient cannot hear the truth, that the patient will be very depressed and discouraged to hear the truth. So that's the doctor's opinion most of the time. But also the family also feel that they want to protect their patient from hurting because the truth. So there is a combination of people surrounding the patient that don't want the patient to know the truth with the good intention of protecting him, not because they are bad people, because sincerely they believe they shouldn't hurt the patient. So let's protect the patient, okay? So that actually is not a good way at all to deal with patients, because the patients are not stupid. The patients not only are smart about their life, but also they have the intuition when somebody is not telling them the truth. The patient walks out of the room feeling there was something wrong. They may not be able to tell you and put their finger what is wrong, but they have a bad feeling, what we'll say here, a bad taste in their mouth, that something wasn't clear. Either something was not told to them or the doctor did not understand completely, but they do not walk away trusting their doctor 100%. For me, a patient needs to believe in their doctor without doubt. That's the only way patients can be comfortable walking down the path of an illness, is to say, I have a great doctor, I believe my doctor always tells me the truth, my doctor does not betray me. And that when patients feel this way, they feel much more comfortable going through their illness. So this is the first reason why it is really critical to be honest with our patient. But I can tell you other things that happen and what happens when we don't say the truth. I'm going to look at the family part. Forget the doctor. The doctor, I can go back to the doctor part. The family part. The family frequently knows more than the patient what they have when there is cancer. I see this all the time. The husband knows about his wife, or the mother knows about her sister or her son, etc. So frequently, the doctor tells the truth to the family if they're going to be honest, but they don't share it with the patient. They tell the patient some other story that, you have a little problem, don't worry, we're going to take care of it, etc. So what happens is that now in the family, the patient has been given a story and the family has another story that is either completely true or different from the patient, because everybody, without agreeing, spontaneously decided that, we're going to protect our patient and not tell him or tell her the truth. Now, once you start not telling the truth, you're lying, period. There is no 50% of the truth or 99%. The truth is 100% or more than 100%. But if it's 99%, then you're lying to the patient. So what happens is the following. Why the family doesn't want the patient to know the truth? In their mind, they think they are protecting the patient from hurting. But my strong belief, and they do not know that themselves, in their heart, they are denying the patient has a bad disease. The family members themselves don't want to deal with the truth. So it is more comfortable for them to tell their loved one, you're okay, nothing is going on, it's a little boo-boo. Fine, it's a good intention. But then now imagine the patient who has a cancer and is told that they have a lung infection, which is a common situation. They have a lung tumor, they are told, you have a little infection, don't worry, we're going to take care of it. The family knows the patient has cancer. The patient was not told he has cancer. However, the patient is doubting that maybe he or she have cancer. Patient intuition is very strong. They know their body. They know when they have the flu or when they have something much more serious. So now the patient is afraid they have something serious. But everybody told them, no, it's not serious. They go home. The patient is not getting better. He is being, or she is sicker than before. She or he are starting to be worried. And they complain to their loved one. I don't feel well. I am coughing more. I'm having chest pain. Because the family lied to their loved one from the beginning with good intention, they can only continue lying. They cannot stop the vicious circle of the lies. So what happened is that they answered the patient, don't worry. The doctor said you have nothing serious. You must be depressed. Maybe we should take you out for a trip, walk outside, maybe go to the movie, maybe go to a restaurant. But you're depressed. You just get better, accept it, etc. So by saying that to the patient, we're telling the patient, you have nothing to worry about. You're just upset. You're just depressed. A few weeks later, the patient now has headache because maybe they have a tumor in their brain. Oh, I have a headache. I don't feel well. We already told you, the doctor said you have nothing. You're just upset. You're depressed. Let's change. Let's go for a weekend somewhere. Let's do this. Let's do that. The patient continues to not feel well. Tell the patient family again, I don't feel good. My energy is low. I don't feel like eating. We told you this is depression. You have to really make an effort. So by the second and the third time, the patient feels that no matter what the complaint he or she has, the answer is, you're depressed, you have nothing. So what happens? The patient says to himself or herself, I am not going to tell them anymore anything, because whatever I tell them, they basically nicely tell me to shut up and not to complain. The family actually is denying the illness, which means they're going to tell the patient, listen, we believe you have nothing, so stop telling us you have something. So the patient now feels he or she cannot share how they feel. So they now are isolated. They have built a wall between them and the rest of the world. They are isolated. They are lonely. They are living their illness alone. And they don't feel anybody is feeling how they feel, and nobody is helping them really. So, and it continues. So as the patient is sicker and sicker and sicker, the family continues to lie to protect them, quote unquote, and the patients continue till he or she dies, isolated, having never had the chance to really share how he or she feels, having never had the chance to prepare him or herself to die and leave the family and say goodbye, say, I love you, forgive me, I forgive you, thank you, goodbye. And the damage is terrible for the family, and for the patient. The patient dies isolated emotionally, and the family wonders later on, should we have told him or told her what was going on? Should we have said the truth or not, etc., etc. So that's the scenario of the most common situation of patient to whom people lie to. I had a student that spent a month with me, and she witnessed how I tell the truth to my patient all the way, every time. I never compromise on the truth. And after she finished her rotation with me, she sent me a gift to thank me. And this is what she has sent me. Look at this. Can you read it? Okay, so I'm going to read it for you. Honesty is better than sugar-coated bullshit. And I thought that was an amazing summary of how the truth is important. And actually, I have this cup on my desk in my office. And when patients come and they realize that I'm being 100% honest with them, they look at the cup and they start smiling. And they take their camera, their phone, and they take a picture of the cup to remember how important the truth is. So the truth actually transforms patients. The truth gives the patient the feeling that they trust their doctor 100%, and they feel that their doctor will never betray them. And that powerful connection with the doctor is amazing, because once the patient feels that the doctor respects the patient so much, and the doctor is looking at the patient as his or her partner, not a distant person. We are together, not apart. This is change and transform the relationship with the doctor and the patient for their life. But as important as the patient-doctor truth is to force the family to know the truth at the same time. Because once you sit them all together and you tell them the truth all together, they will be feeling a bond between each other. When the patient is now saying, I have a headache, they will tell him, we know you have a headache, let's give you a painkiller, let's call the doctor, ask him what we can do. The patients feel that his family is feeling his pain, is with him, standing on his side or her side, and accepting his illness. And that gives the patient a very good comfort inside. The patient feels no more separated from the family. He feels the family is with him or her, and they are together, suffering together. You know, if let's say one of you had something really bad happening to her today, one of you here. You go home and you are speaking with your husband, your sister, somebody that you love, and you start telling the story and you start crying. If that person listens to you and tells you, don't worry, nothing will happen, that's okay, you will not feel that that person is understanding your feeling. But if that person tells you, I know it's hard, I know it's very hard, I can understand completely how you feel. If I had the same thing, I would have felt like you. And then you hug that person, or you hold her hand, or you let that person cry. The person is feeling better already because he or she was able to express their anger, their emotion, their sadness. They were able to cry with somebody who loves them. So this is the power of accepting the suffering of the other, the power of being honest and being truthful.